Hello there, my name is Marcus and welcome to Tabletop Discussions, where I'm at a table, yay! Recording in my new area, cool, and it's actually kind of working for me. So, today's topic is inspired by last video I made, Tabletop Views. I talked about Disney Sorcerer's Arena and the recent development in the Disney Locana game and with Magic the Gathering. I will be talking about collectibles. There's both the collectible aspect of something such as Locana or Magic the Gathering, which is random card packs where you could get something new or you couldn't get something new. I've fallen for this at every European Championship and World Cup. There were football stickers, so you could get the players as stickers. I always had so many packs of those, trying to get all the players. I've never ever completed one. There was once where you could get some in Bilka, which is a big supermarket. You could get some animal cards. And I collected a whole bunch of those. And then I was so sad. I just saved up a bunch of money, so I would go in and buy like 10 packs or so. I ran in and like, hey, can I have some of these packs? Oh no, that deal is no longer available. Fuck. I just saved up a bunch of money for that. But anyways, those are smaller forms of collectible. What I'm specifically talking about is, of course, Magic the Gathering and Locana. So Magic the Gathering recently released Lord of the Rings set. It's old news now. Post Malone bought that very famous card for 2.2 million. I mean, one thing is I fucking hate that, because he doesn't give a shit. He just wanted that card because it's expensive. I do not for 1 second believe that he has any interest in Magic the Gathering or Lord of the Rings. He just wanted that card. He just found out that card there is expensive and it's cool to own. Oh, I'll just buy it because I'm a rich man. Also, by the way, fuck Post Malone. Did you hear the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers song he did? Yeah. Please listen to that and tell me that he's an actually good musician. Please. Because you can't say that without lying. A lie detector would explode if you did try to do that. He's such a fucking shit musician. Sorry, I don't mean to shit on Post Malone. I can admit I can't sing. That's fine. I can't sing. I will admit that. I can do a little bit of rapping, but I don't think to a level that's any kind of good. I can admit that. Yes. Now Post Malone, be a big man and do the fucking same. It's these modern fucking rappers, dude. Man, none of them has anything on Eminem in terms of being actually capable of doing rhymes and rapping. Anyways, that was a little bit of a tangent. My point about these ones is I have tried collecting Magic the Gathering. And first when Locana was announced, I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh. And when this new Lord of the Rings set came out, I was like, ooh, I will love those cards, because I really like Lord of the Rings. But I have to control myself, because I mean, first of all, if you want to collect those, collect those. I just want to have, I have a massive collection over here, which I just now realize, I'm talking about board games, so why the hell do I have my comics in the background? I should turn this play table around so I have my games in the background. But I have a massive collection of games. I would rather have this big collection of different games than I would have just one game. But if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. My issue is with the fact that it's gambling, right? There was now this recent one with 2.2 million kind of Magic the Gathering. You gambled in to get that. Sometimes you know one or two of the cards you're getting, right? At Gen Con at the launch, you knew you were getting that Mickey Mouse card. You knew you were going to get that. So that wasn't really gambling, you knew you were going to get that. I'm talking about that people were, I heard rumors, I wasn't at it. I can't travel to the freaking United States, you're crazy, that's expensive. And also I don't want to get shot. They were like selling it as they were buying it. Right, so that's fucking terrible. But there's so much money in it. And one thing is I would rather do this one than spend all my money on that. But another thing is the fact I'm a collector. I want to finish a collection, right? I have all the ticket rights. I want to get all the ticket right? I want to have all them. I don't have all them right now. Sularedo, I want to have everything for Sularedo because I love Sularedo. I want everything for it. Most of the games that I have here, I would want to have everything. Right now, I'm taking it easy on Castles of Mankin Ludwig because I know that there is so much stuff for it. So I'm taking it easy on it, but I actually like that game. And I'm like, ooh, I want everything. I want it. But I'm trying to take it easy, because easy now. But like I want everything. When I have something, I want everything to it. And something like Magic the Gathering and Disney Locana, you can't guarantee getting everything unless you want to spend 30 times the amount to purchase it online, because that's the price it's gonna go for. And that's the main thing about these kinds of collectibles that I fucking hate. You're gambling, hoping you get something good. And now I've heard from Roy Kennedy and the Dice Tower that there is a scene of Magic the Gathering where you just use all of the cards, and not just the brilliant ones, but use all the cards to play. Mostly none of the very, very epically rare ones. Right, I was trying to resell my Magic the Gathering collection, and I was like, I calculated our price per card, which I thought was fair and stuff. Everybody's just like, what is the rate? Well, I have no fucking clue. It's luckily somebody bought it from me with all the extra stuff that I had, but it's like, I've bought these cards for value, they have this value. But no, they don't. Because like I've seen people opening Pokemon packs where it's like, oh, I paid $15 for this pack, let's see. Oh, I only got 9 back. It's not quite like that. It was more along the lines of he paid $5 for it, he got like 1 back. $1 back. But like one of the cards could have been $100. And that's like, fuck off. Fuck off with this shit. Why is this what we're spending on time on? What the fuck? It's not even worth playing the game. Like Magic the Gathering is a fun. I don't know how to play Lorcana or Pokemon, but Magic the Gathering I know how to play, and it's a fine game. I actually think it's fine. It's a good game to play, and it would be fun to play some more of it. It's a fine game in terms of gameplay. The gameplay is not what makes it popular. It's not. It's the fact that you can get these rare cards and you have a card for 2.2 million. That's all there is to it. What the fuck? And also the amount of sets that is it 4 sets per year now? Oh, so you're just gonna have to spend $5,000 4 times a year? Are you fucking insane? Like, to get my shitty collection that I had of Magic the Gathering, I spent more than 5,000 Danish kroner, not $5,000, but I spent so fucking much money and I didn't have a good collection. I would have to have spent at least 5 times the amount if I wanted to have a good collection. That's when I realized, fuck that. I can spend a tenth of the money I could spend on Magic the Gathering to have a brilliant. Right, my favorite shelf that I have over here, Sularedo, Acredo, Meadow, Keystone, North America, costs way less than what I paid to have my mediocre Magic the Gathering collection, and that's a brilliant board game shelf. That's amazing. Why the fuck would you spend so much money on a game where you might get something good, when you can buy this and know you get something good? And the new Locana one, there's already a new expansion being announced, but they can't keep the original, the main one in stock. The first launch, they can't keep that in stock right now. But now there's coming an expansion, which they can't keep in stock either. There are so many people out there right now who doesn't even have close to a good collection of Disney Locana because they can't get hold of the cards. They have the money for it, they can't get a hold of the cards. And by the way, let's not talk about the Gen Con fashion. Everything I've heard is just like Disney being cunts and not knowing what the fuck they need to do. They should have allowed, I can't remember who, but the people who've made the game, they should have been, Disney should have allowed those guys to do it. Because those guys know how to do it. Disney doesn't know how to run a Gen Con booth that is going to be as popular as this is. Those guys did. I can't remember who fuck made me, but those guys could have handled it. Disney couldn't. But Disney, as always, a cunt. But that's Disney. I 100% believe that it is Disney executives that got in and made sure that Gen Con launch was as they wanted it, but they wanted it in a way that wasn't good. Anyways, right now people can't have it. It's not in stock. It's the same as fucking Prime. It's not in stock anywhere except now, because now in Denmark you can get it wherever the fuck you want. Nobody wants Prime anymore. We've tasted it and that's it. Anyways, they can't keep it in bloody stock, but now there's an expansion coming. It's the same for Prime, as I said. They can't keep it in stock, now there's new flavor. They can't keep it in stock. How about figuring out how to keep it in stock? No, that would give you the money. The expansion wouldn't. Keeping it in stock would give you the money. Putting out the expansion would give you a small injection of money. And by the way, it's something about like twice the amount of cards, I've heard. I of course don't know how many is in the original one, but I've heard it's like twice the amount of cards that's going to be released. What the fuck? Now that's just collectible card games. I have such an issue with it, honestly. Why would you spend so much money on getting something mediocre when you can spend a tenth of the money to get something great? Okay, Like Ticket to Ride Europe, how much does that cost? That's one of the best games ever. How much does it cost? It costs 350 Danish ish. Let me just use a translator here to see what that is in. What the hell? Well, it'll deliver your package. I know, I have my package. Anyways, let's see here. It's slow. Just see here. Into US dollars, and let's say I believe it's about 350. So it's about $50. About $50, I would say. Maybe 55. Maybe it's like 400. No, it's 350. It's $50 ish. Right, $50. What would $50 get you in Disney Locana and Magic the Gathering? Or you could get one of the best games ever. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the price for all the tickets rights, but like that's the comparison. Getting something mediocre or getting one of the best ever. And like that's good. $50 to $60. That is the price it costs to get like some of the best games out there. Gloomhaven is obviously way more expensive. But like Brass Birmingham, I believe that was number one on Board Game Geek for a while. Pandemic, Ticket to Ride, Meadow is around that. I think it's $50 to $60 is in that range. What else is in it? Castle of Madkin Ludwig. Unless you get like the big box version, that's like $120 or something. But you can get the base game for $50 to $60. Viticulture, I'm pretty sure the base game of that is also 50, 60. It might be 70. It might be 70. But again, these are some of the best games ever for $50 to $70. Let's expand that. What would $50 to $70 get you in Magic the Gathering? I know because I've spent about $500. So I know how much that would get you. So I know it wouldn't get you anything. Oh, unless you're lucky. Like that guy, he might have gone out and spent just $10 to get that damn One Ring card. So I don't know why would you do that. Anyways, and another thing about it, I'm not calling this video collectible card games. I'm calling it collectibles. I mentioned this last time. My big issue with this one is how quickly expansions are coming out. And sure, expansions are not expensive. I mean, now I have the calendar open. Let me just check out because I'm pretty sure this is around the price. So it's around $20 for an expansion for it, I believe. Unless they've risen in price, but it's about $20 for an expansion here. And sure, that's like expensive on the good games, but it's how fast they're coming out. It's just right. And the same with Summon the Wars. I don't have Summon the Wars anymore because as well as that one, they released 2 expansions around $10-15. Might be 20 as well. And they released those 3 times a year or something. Like when I stopped, I was 4 expansions behind, and now I'm pretty sure I'm 10. And the same with this Sorcerer's Arena. I haven't really bought anything for it since last year when I bought everything that was released for it at Essen. You know, they had the second expansion, but it wasn't released yet. Now there are 4 expansions that I don't have. Relax, ya fucks. I don't even manage to get the expansion home and play it before there's a new expansion. And this is something I really don't understand either. And you can call it into Disney Locana as well. They've just announced this expansion already. The people who want to get a hold of the game haven't even all of them gotten a hold of the game yet. It hasn't been that long. The worldwide release is not very good. Like in Denmark, getting Disney Locana is fucking difficult. It's really fucking difficult. How about making a worldwide release before you make the fucking expansion? And the same with Sorcerer's Arena, honestly. The expansions are coming before they're available. Like, are you gonna call Denmark a third world country? We're right here, man. We're not a third world country. We're a pretty well fourth country. I can understand down here in the Middle East or in Africa, it could be difficult to get it into those areas. Unfortunately. But we're talking about Denmark. In the middle of fucking Europe. Well, not in the middle, we're kind of to the north. We are a wealthy country. Why the fuck are we not getting the games before you're releasing new games? If they wanted to get it in, they would get it in. Now there's multiple of them in Denmark. But this is the thing that I don't understand is why do you release them so fast? Why is this the thing? Why do people keep on buying it? Like, it's not so much for the companies. Why are the companies doing it? Because profit. They're making money of it. So obviously they're going to do it. Obviously. Why are we continuing to buy it so quickly after? Like, how do you even have a feel for the game before you buy the expansion? No. Do I do that myself sometimes? Sure. If a Kickstarter has like an expansion for it, I'm probably gonna get the expansion within it. But actually, I was just thinking, like, actually, like, promo, sure, but like, isn't actually that many games that I have that are Kickstarters where there were like a bunch of expansions with it. The only one I really have is Dinosaur World, where there were like the 3 boxes of expansions. But it's sort of just more game. It's just sort of more dinosaurs, right? A little change to it. So yeah. And then of course we have the Unstable Games ones that have 5 to 6 player expansions. But I already kind of know I want that. So actually I don't really do that a lot. And I sure as shit don't go out and buy an expansion before I've played the game. The reason I want the Meadow expansion really badly is because I've played the game. And I know I want the expansion. I want to feel something new for it. It's fucking good. So yeah. I mean, why do you rush into buying expansions? Play the games first. This is released so quickly, and this is something that's scaring me away from it. And it's the same thing with like if there's a new person coming in and like, oh, Disney Songs Arenas, that's pretty good. Let's look it up. Fuck, there's a lot for it. Oh my god. That could scare me. That's why I don't have anything for Lord of the Rings the card game, which is not really a fair comparison because that game is like 15 years old, so it's not really a fair comparison. Well, no, it's in the 2010 maybe. But just the amount of expansions coming in. I heard a YouTuber once, who talked about his series of a FIFA career mode. And he was on like episode 200, and he said, after the season I'm ending it. Because if a new viewer comes in, and he sees that he's 200 episodes behind, he's probably not going to watch it. For you guys who've watched it from the beginning, I want to continue it a little bit, but I want to do something new because new viewers are going to be scared away. And I think that works here. Now, of course, you're not going to get 200 expansions, but the same for things. If you're a new person coming in and wanting to play this game, and you just see that there are 10 expansions already, you're gonna feel behind, right? What does it matter, right? You get the base game and then somebody says, oh yes, but this is brilliant. But I haven't really like wanted to get that expansion yet. Oh, but it's brilliant. You get that one expansion. Oh, but this is brilliant. It could scare you away. So I really think we need to be careful with this amount, with these kinds of games. And it's the same with Summoner Wars, as I said. These kinds of games that just can put out these expansions just rapidly. Just I can't really do that very good. I've gotten a lot better at it, I will say. Maybe you should stop supporting these kinds of games so much. And then perhaps, I said this in the last episode as well, perhaps you should make a good Disney game. This is fine, Locana is probably fine, and Haunted Mansion is probably fine, and Villainous is not good. Where's the good Disney games? Where's the Disney game where you fight a villain with a team and it's like a co-op, or what's good Robin Hood games? It's just too much being released for these kinds of games. And that's why I'm not really collecting it anymore. Because in my opinion there's too much being released for these games, too rapidly being released. I can understand perhaps an expansion a year. I could understand that. That is keeping up the game. But we're talking 2, 3, 4 expansions per year. Just rapidly. Perhaps it has changed. I haven't kept up with it or some of the wars in a while. Perhaps it has changed. Perhaps there's no releases from 2022. I know that's a lie, don't worry. Or 2023. I also know that's a lie, don't worry. But there's just been released so much and more being announced. Like last time I checked, there had been released 2 or 3 expansions, and 2 that were already announced. And you just know that's not even the half of the ones that I want to announce. I would say 1, maybe 2 per year. Right? The first 3 years, 2 per year, no, it's even that is a little bit too much. Perhaps it's just me. Perhaps I don't have the spending to have this collection and this collection. Perhaps it's just me. But my opinion is just there's too many expansions being released for these kinds of games. For Dinosaurus Arena, for Summoner Wars, Magic the Gathering Edition Locana, it's just way too much. Way too much. And you're gonna push people away, I think. I think it is going to be pushing people away from the hobby because of how much is being released. That's a thinking process I have. And I don't like that. I don't want people to be pushed away from the hobby. I want people to look at the hobby and think that's a brilliant thing I wanna be a part of. So that was my tabletop discussions here. I am going to try and return to some proper videos for next video. Until then, bye. That was not proper. That was not proper. Until then, bye. There we go.